it comes to motorcycling in Romania, there's two names just keep popping up all of the time. One of them is the Transalpina, which everyone knows about, and the other one is the Transalpina. Today, we go up there. That is the Transalpina, where we're staying tonight, or where we stayed last night. This little pension, 90% of its clientele are motorcyclists. There's obviously a couple there. There was a German couple before who've just headed out. As we can see, we're getting, despite fighting the hot weather all this trip, that is not the case today. We are rugged up, all the vents are closed, thermals on. It is going to be cold going over the top. There's two really high mountain passes, and it's going to be probably somewhere between 5 to 10 degrees up there. It's only 159k, but it's very twisty and lots of switchbacks, but it's supposed to be spectacular. So we'll see how we go.
Good morning. We've just left our accommodation in Novaci. Freshest morning we've had so far. Thank goodness the rain stopped a little earlier than forecast. So we're not that far out of town, maybe a couple of k's, and I'm already gobsmacked. The view is amazing, and the clouds, the low clouds, it's just really pretty. Not a bad place to sleep for the night, wake up with a view in the morning. They do say not to forget about looking in the rear view mirror on a motorbike, because the view's always different. So I'm not sure if you can see my mirror. It's fairly spectacular. Top of this first thing. The view is absolutely astonishing, but it's also, it just got windy, and the wind is bloody freezing. The sun can come out any time.
Hello, this is Future Colin here. Sam and I, at the start of the day on this ride, were very nervous. There's a few things that gave away. One of it was we left the hotel without actually paying. Very kindly, the hotel actually let us pay by credit card at the end of the day. 2, this happened with the drone. And 3, it was really, really, really windy today. Sam and I have had some experience a couple of years ago in Chile, high up in the Andes, where we both got blown off our bikes while we were stationed. So we have a bit of a fear of both heights and high winds. Going up this slope was incredibly difficult. The GoPro doesn't give you any idea until the last bit how steep it really is. You only leave the sound on the last bit, and you hear the wind screaming and the engine screaming, and hopefully the camera gives you some idea of how steep and windy it was. definitely didn't have this on the bingo card. So I'm up, as I said, putting some warmer clothes on. And we've had 2 Ferraris, a Porsche, and an Aston Martin. So we're down in the bottom of the valley now and just heading up. So we've got about 76k heading up this valley. It's 6 degrees. So we stopped and had a coffee and a hot chocolate to thaw out because it was extremely cold at the top there. It's still pretty cold now and windy. But at least the really hard bit is over. We've still got these twisty bits, but that's fine. Look at the size of that dog! After all of that messing around, we just stopped to change GoPro batteries and get remotes working and all that sort of thing. I think we've actually reached the bottom of the gorge. It has been spectacular.
So we've got 5.4 kilometres to go until our accommodation. We are off the freeway. And on the outskirts, I think. Got honked at by the plopper behind us for not turning left in front of a truck. First time we've been honked, actually, which is really surprising. I think there are far dumber things that we've done than not throw ourselves in front of a truck. So we're sitting at these traffic lights, and I just said to Colin, there's a guy up here with a hat begging for money, and just as he said that, a policeman came along the road behind us. So they obviously are fairly strict on people.
So welcome to our accommodation in Sibiu. It's a little Airbnb again, and it's pretty lovely. This is the entrance.
Hello.
Editing some video. We've got our own kitchen.
The laundromat, the whole entire apartment.
Yep. Our lovely bedroom. Right. And here's our bathroom with a washing machine in it that is going overtime. So it's all quite nice. So we were pretty nervous about today's ride. It's a long way out of our comfort zone. That's easily the steepest bitumen I've ever ridden up, and it's full of hairpins. The GoPro doesn't do it justice just on how steep it was. Neither of Sam or I are very good at heights, and we certainly didn't like the wind. We were getting all sorts of flashbacks to getting blown over in Chile up in the Andes. But all the training that we've been doing has paid off immensely. So doing all the dirt bike training, all the adventure bike training. Not once today did I feel like I was going to fall down or anything like that. It was just hard work. But it was lots of fun. I would definitely recommend it. It's an amazing view.